Actually, they white, they chap.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right, here we go.
Coach, tell us about how the secondary is starting to come together there, the cornerbacks.
Oh, the boys playing well. I mean, they done bought into what we're doing. We got a lot of veterans in the room, that's done been in the system now quite some time. I know one thing, they love each other, they love ball, and they come every single day with an approach to work, and the results showing.
You mentioned you have a lot of experienced players coming back. Do you feel like that's going to be a difference maker this upcoming season?
Absolutely. We got older guys in the room, that are not only talented, but they've been in some football situations that's going to allow them to play fast. When we get in those situations this year, they know game, they know the game, they know schematics, they know scheme, they know the structure of the defense. But more importantly, they know what it takes to be a good unit, and that's togetherness. And I think that unit that we got back there this year, they love each other like I alluded earlier. They love each other and they love ball.
Some of the defensive players have talked about lack of finishing last year. Has that been an emphasis this year in terms of finishing plays, finishing schemes, everything?
Absolutely, that has been the emphasis. You know what I mean? Coach Mullen, when we had that exit meeting last year and when we approached this year, we knew from the top down that was one thing that we wanted to do. Finish. And that's in the classroom, that's in the weight room, that's in the film room, and that's on Saturdays. You know what I mean? Finish is what we do. We got to live finish as a cornerback, as a defensive back. And we work those, we incorporate those in drills and film and everything that we do. That's part of the culture around here is finish.
Coach, how do you cut down on those explosive plays? It was a killer last year.
Absolutely. We put our eyes in the right spot and we execute. And we finish, right? And so that's what we do. We burn our eyes on our work, and we know what they about to we know what they want to get ready to do to us. And once they give us what we were expecting, we finish.
Do you feel like there's a chip on their shoulder this year?
Absolutely. We got to go win the whole thing. It ain't enough to just get there. It ain't enough to just, show up. The chip is that we've been there, but we just got to go finish. And so at the end of the day, that's what we want to make sure that we incorporate. That's what we want to make sure that we dial in on. And that's what we want the message to be throughout the entire program until we're done.
Coach, it seems like there's just a lot of competition out there on the field. What does it feel to be able to play against an offense like Dan Mullen's scheme from the defensive side?
Absolutely. Well, competition is the central thing. And Coach Mullen is a mastermind. And I love working for Coach PG, Coach Paul Guenther. We got him back there. And just being able to learn from him, his schematics, and then Mike Shear, that's come along and that's done helped us. And then Cap Didi, that's done been a part of some big time programs. I think the coaching staff that Coach Mullen has put together is a world-class coaching staff from top to bottom. And shoot, you see those players out there competing, but I promise you, man, us coaches, we up there, we compete trying to give our guys the best edge to go out on the field and be successful at the end of the day.
Who are some of the receivers you look at as guys who've grown where you're like, well, okay, they've become a lot tougher to cover?
I tell you what, man, Coach Dale has done a great job with those receivers, and Coach Corey Dennis has done a great job with those receivers. Schematically, we're just putting those guys in position to get open and utilize, their skill set. I think, Lions, Reddicks, 84, all of those guys. We got a great core. You say receivers, but man, we got a great core of tight ends that's stepping up and that's challenging us and making us better and sharpening us every single day. And so I think that entire unit from top to bottom, led by the coaches that we have, they do a good job of making sure that we compete every day and keeping us sharp.
Coming into last year, basically a whole new defensive back room. This year, obviously, everybody, a lot of returners. What has that allowed you to do in fall camp this year that you really weren't able to do last season?
I think when you got some guys that have been here, I think you don't have to reset the culture. I think you don't have to reset the expectation. I think the expectation has been established. They know what it's like to get there. And when I say there, that's the championship. All right. And so now we have those guys that know what that process look like, that can take the Dan Mullen effect and go out and be a captain on the field and get the younger guys to go galvanize what that look like and then go finish, go finish and put ourselves in a position to go win the championship.
Coach, you mentioned leadership. Who amongst this room is the leader?
like I said, we got an older set of room. And to me, one thing we harp on is leadership. Leadership is influence. And I got a lot of older guys, man, that have influences in different ways. I think the old school, the old veteran in the room, old Avery Helm, man, he does a good job of bringing the calmness to the room, all right? But then when you want to get fiery, you know, you can always depend on Denver Harris to liven it up. But then if you want a constant guy, you know what I mean? You got Quandarius Keys that don't never get too high, that don't never get too low. They just kind of even out and they're just even kill. I think we got a lot of guys in that room, man, that can fire us up, that can calm us back down. But then if we need that calming effect, we got those guys as well. So we got a really, really good room that we're gonna lean on heavily this year. You know, I love those boys. You know, they love the game, they love each other, and I look forward to working with them each and every single day because they come with a chip on their shoulder, ready to go to work.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You didn't go outside the program and bring in a ton of guys, but you did bring in Helm. So what's in his skill set specifically that had you interested in bringing him in?
Avery's played a lot of big time football. He is among his skill set. I mean, I think when he was 11 years old, he was the fastest person at 11 years old in the whole world. And look that up. I think that is a fact. He's long, he's physical, but he's a great kid. He's a great human being, and he is a teammate that when I was playing, I would want to be in the foxhole with, you know. And so, you know, bringing him in, not only knowing him, Coach Mullen recruited him out of Florida. He played for Coach Mullen, then he went on to play for a few more big-time programs. But I'm darn glad he's on our team this year.
On the injury front, you know, in last year, Mumu, and I'm sure Denver Harris wanted to have big years. Mumu got off to a slow start, and then Denver had a arm injury. So what's kind of the mindset with those guys as you coach them? Hey, this is the final chance, and now you're healthy.
Yeah, I coach those guys, man, like the Lord control the injury front. You know, I coach them each and every day. I tell them to go out and play it like it's their last snap each and every day. You know what I mean? And prepare like it's their last snap each and every day. And when they out there to go finish, like it's their last opportunity to finish every single day. And if they do that, I think everything will work itself out. You know, they put themselves preparation-wise. They've hit the weight room hard this summer. You know, they know the playbook like the back of their hand, inside and out. And I look forward to going out there and watching them boys put their final product on the field this year.
Coach, 2 weeks away from Kickoff. 2 weeks and 2 days away.
Wow.
You wish there was more time, or are the guys ready to go now?
I think we right on track. I think Coach Mullen has done a phenomenal job, man. He has a great plan. He created a fall camp and put us in the positions that we need to be put in order to go out and put our best foot forward. You know, the hay is never in the barn. Like you said, we got 2 weeks and 2 days to go out and go finish the preparation, to finish the process. But I know that without a doubt in my mind that because of the preparation that he's got us going through, we're going to be more than ready when that ball kicks.
What's your message? I'm sorry. What's your message before the scrimmage here?
Finish. Finish. You know, that's the main thing, you know, finish. And everything that you do, go finish.
Got something about that, but thanks.
We good?
Thanks. Thank you. Avery, you played for Coach Dan Mullen at Florida. Tell us about your journey and how you wound up here.
I did play for Mullen coming out in 2020. You know, he recruited me. I started for him my sophomore year. He got fired. I transferred to TCU, and then, you know, I ended up back with him for my final season.
How did you wind up in Las Vegas? Did he reach out to you when you were in the portal?
No, so I tore my ACL again for the second time at TCU. Then last year I had another lingering injury, so I had to get a surgery again when I got here. But I texted him on Instagram, actually. I was like, my mom was actually like, man, you talk to coach? And I was like, no, so I texted him on Instagram. Text him on Instagram.
Okay. And he answered on Instagram.
Yeah, he texted me right back and was like, I told him, I said, Coach, I got another year. He got me on the flight 3 days later.
So what did you have to show him from an injury standpoint to kind of secure his mind that, hey, you could play, you're going to be good?
Mean, realistically, and that's why I appreciate Coach so much. This is the second time he took me coming off of a torn ACL. So he know I'm not going to quit. He know I'm going to show up every day and be the best I can be. So he trusts me like I trust him.
So your first year was 2020? You're old.
Yeah.
Do you feel like what does it bring at 24, especially knowing this is probably your
Just
final
a better
chance?
mindset. Just a better mindset, showing up, doing what I'm supposed to do every day, being better I could be yesterday.
How does it feel to finally be healthy?
Feels amazing. That's what, man, I'm telling you, I called my mom the other day, and I was on the way to here, and I was crying in the car, and I was just like, I got my flame back. Like, I feel like I love ball, you know, it's like being born again.
Do you feel like you've got something to prove this year? Or
I always had something to prove. It's the same thing I've been doing since I was a kid.
Season is 2 weeks away. Are you guys? You wish you had more time, or you ready to go now? What's kind of
I
mindset?
was born ready. I'm ready whenever.
I know you talked about trust, and at media day, I asked Coach Mullen about you and your skill set, and he said, "Don't worry, he'll be there. He'll show up. He's there every day."
You already know.
So tell us about your skill set.
I mean, it's everything. Like, it's everything. Everything you would want in the corner, I got it.
So Coach Akeem said you were super fast. You're still super fast. He was saying at 11, you were like the fastest person in the world. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I won the Junior Olympics when I was 11 to 12. I won indoor nationals like 3 times.
What event?
100.
So
What did you run?
I don't even remember. You can look it up on YouTube.
And then how'd you make the transition of football away from track?
So I always played football and track. You know what I'm saying? That's my pops. He's like, you got to keep the speed up. You got to transition into football. So when it was time to play football, I was just always the fastest on the field.
So you talked about, it seems like you have a close relationship with your mom. What's the relationship
Right.
like? What is she to you?
Me and my mom, we speak every day. Like, it's like every morning and every night. It's like, I call her my PA now. That's my personal assistant. Ma, you know.
And you just talk football, or what else do you talk about?
We talk about everything. I could call it. She the only person I can call it, just lay it all out. Like, she'd be like, "No, it's son, you gotta keep going." I'm like, right.
Is she going to be able to come out to games?
Definitely. She never missed a game.
Where is she?
In Houston. Even when I was in Florida, never missed a game.
How would you assess the Rebel receivers you go up against them every day?
I think it's a good group. It's a good group of guys. You know, I think they give us good work.
You seem very confident. Love it. How would you describe your leadership style?
I feel like on the grass, I'm a more vocal leader, but like outside of those white lines, I just lead by example. Like most people, if you get around me, you know what my energy is, you know what I'm trying to do. So it's either you're gonna get in or you're gonna do what you do. But I feel like I set a great example.
Comparing your first year under Coach Mullen and obviously this year under Coach Mullen, how have you grown as a person in that time?
I've grown a lot emotionally, being through what I done been through. I feel like, he always knew I was gonna take care of my business, but it's just the emotional part. I feel like, not getting too high, not getting too low, just being the same person every day. I feel like that's the best stride I've made.
What do you feel like it taught you, not being able to play, being on the sidelines and watching the game from there, but not being able to play the game? What do you feel like that really taught you?
It really taught me to open up and pour into others more. Because, me not being able to be on the grass, but me still being able to affect the game from pouring into other people and showing them what I see and telling them how I would play it and telling them how I would, feel in that moment. So I feel like that was the best, building emotional connections with my teammates. And I feel like that's what I'm pouring into these guys with the most. I feel like that's my biggest impact with them.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about the competition currently going on there at Corners?
At the Cornerbacks, I don't think it's really just competition. I think it's just a group of guys that's, just trying to hold each other accountable. What we got going on with the position. I think we got a great group of guys around us that can help us win games this year.
I asked Coach this as well. How do you cut down on all those explosive plays from a season ago? There were a ton. How do we say again? All the explosive plays from a season ago, that was a big problem. So how do you guys more or less hone in and play better defensively to stop all those big plays?
Just really staying focused. Just don't get too low. Just staying high. Just staying mediocre. Just staying our playbook, staying together. So.
How much more comfortable do you feel with the defense now here in YouTube?
I'm very comfortable. I love the scheme that Coach Gunn had put together. It's my second year in it, so I'm moving faster, more heavier. So I love it.
How more prepared are you guys this season compared to where you were at this time last year?
Like I said, we have a great group of guys around us. Like last year, it was a great group. I love them guys, but I feel like we're more comfortable in the scheme. So last year it was a lot of guys, a lot of transfers. Second year in this game, so I feel like everything's just faster. Everything is better. We have a lot. We brothers. We're in the locker room. We stand together. We with each other on and off the field. So I feel like it's better. It's helping us on the field.
You definitely made some plays last year, but do you still feel like you have something to improve?
Oh yes, most definitely, most definitely. I've been, just working hard, trying to stay healthy, just being better than yesterday. Trying to be better every day.
2 weeks away from the season. Is the group ready? You're ready to go? You wish you could play this weekend, or are you glad you have an extra week? Or
We can play right now. We can go right now. But I love to play right now. But yeah, we'll see in a couple weeks though.
How much of what's being installed right now is, getting into your guys' playbook versus starting to look ahead to Memphis a little bit? How much of their playbook have you guys dumped into it?
We just started looking at those guys. They have a great team, great scheme, but I feel like we prepared for what they're gonna throw at us. But we just started.
You're a quieter guy, so who are the vocal leaders on the field, and is it someone different off the field?
In the secondary, I say Mumu Bin-Wahad. He kind of, and Trey Fulton and Jake Pope, kind of the older guys. They kind of try to keep us up, keep us going, keep us ready to go. But I'm there though. I'm getting there.
You see these receivers day in, day out. What do you tell us about the receivers?
We have a great core. Tayshawn Lyons, he's the leading receiver. Him and Kaden McGee. Great group of guys. They're smaller receivers, but they're also they're fast. They can get open and create space whenever they want to. Love those guys.
They burn you guys a lot?
Nah, not me.
What does playing against an offensive scheme like Dan Mullen's do in preparation for you guys on the defensive end?
I feel like it prepares for the next step the next level that we're gonna see going into the season. Great offense, great scheme. Coach Mullen knows a lot of football, so everything he throws is kind of basically what we seen last year from a lot of teams.
How competitive is it for playing time? Like how much you have to keep that in mind that, hey, you know what, if I don't have a good run here, I could be out for a while.
Just really taking it play by play, being consistent, just being disciplined, day in, play out. So
as a group, when Welch shows up, 5 days ago, what's the reaction? Because sometimes the group could be like, I don't lose my playing time, but he's also a valuable asset.
Yeah, LT, he's a guy that led an interception last year. He was a great guy for us last year. He did everything right. So it kind of, we're stacked now. We have a lot of good guys that can play. So we know we got a lot of playmakers that we can have in the secondary. So that's a great ad. I was shocked, but he's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, brother.